um, meet the Paycor team, meet the Concordia Technology Solutions partnership, and then do a product demonstrations. We're going to have some Q&As at the end and some closing remarks. Tyler's going to be monitoring the chat, so this is definitely for everyone that's joining us here today. So we want this to be good for you all. So definitely put something in the chat if you want some answers we're going through. If you want us to dive a little bit deeper into something or have a question, definitely put in the chat. If you raise your hand and actually want to talk, I can let someone speak if they want to ask a question or anything like that. So definitely speak out if you guys want to dive deeper into something as we're going through everything. Kind of go through a high-level demo agenda just to talk about what we're going to be covering today. So we're going to go through our Paycor dashboard. We're going to be talking about how Paycor can help you handle your taxes, some great HR support solutions that we have to offer as well, what onboarding looks like, what PTO tracking looks like, payroll, obviously, the reporting capabilities and analytic capabilities that we have, and then talk about the integrations and capabilities that we have there as well. Kind of go through our team. I'm Jimmy Greenwood. I'm based out of here in St. Louis. I'm on the sales side. I have Tyler also on the call. I'll kind of let everyone introduce themselves here in a second, but Tyler helps me out on the sales side. Then we got Megan. She's going to be the one presenting the demo today. And then we have Rob on the Concordia Technology Solutions side. So Tyler, if you don't mind just saying a few words and introducing yourself.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jimmy, for passing that over here. It's nice to virtually meet a lot of you and get to work alongside here with Rob and Concordia and our relationship. I've worked here at Paycor now for a little bit over 5 years. I'm a regional sales manager in our emerging markets department, focusing on businesses 50 employees and under. So we'll hopefully be reaching out and working with a lot of you guys in the near future. And again, it's a pleasure to be here.
Tyler, Megan, you want to give a shout out real fast?
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to be guiding you through, so you'll hear plenty from me today, but I'm a solutions expert here at Paycor, a product specialist to make sure that as we dive in, we can field those questions and you can see how the utilization of our system could work for you.
Great. Rob, I don't know if you want to say a few words and introduce yourself as well.
Yeah. For those of that you don't know, my name's Rob Davidson. I've been working with the CTS team for about 2.5 years now. And over my time here, working with Paycor has been absolutely wonderful. We did a really kind of about 1.5 years ago, we did a deep dive on figuring out who the best partner would be between those of you that the churches that we serve that use Shepherd staff, who the right partner for them would be for payroll solutions, and Paycor really stood above the pack. It's been wonderful working with them. They're incredibly responsive, and they really know what they're doing when it comes to helping churches with this specific problem. So if any of you have any questions about how Paycor might be a good fit and how it fits with Shepherd staff, I'd really invite you to reach out to myself or with Jimmy, and we'll answer any questions you have.
Appreciate that, Rob. Yeah, just give a little bit of backstory of me too, just about that relationship and our history in the faith-based space and nonprofit space. Yeah, I've been probably about 50% of the business that I work with is with partnerships, kind of like what Rob's doing and working with churches. And so we definitely know your industry and know like the tax side of things and how you guys have to pay your employees and everything. So yeah, our team and our implementation team are very well versed in your guys' space. Just kind of give a high overview. I won't bore you guys with too many PowerPoints, but I do want to talk a little bit about who we are and who Paycor is. So we have 30 plus years of experience with over 40,000 businesses nationwide. So we definitely know the different tax laws in different states, depending on where you guys are, local taxes, state taxes. About 50% of our customer bases come from referrals and partnerships, kind of like what we have going on with Rob right here. So we definitely take pride in that people like us enough to present us to their clients and refer us into businesses because they know that we're going to be taking care of them. Kind of talking more on like the faith-based side of things. So we got about 60,000 or 6,000 I wish it was 60,000, 6,000 nonprofit faith-based organizations that utilize us. with over just under 300,000 employees that we're paying. We have more than 30 years of experience serving this industry with about a 93% customer retention rate. With our implementation, kind of like what I talked about, we definitely have specialists that know your guys' industry with setting up different taxes and how you guys pay those employees and everything as well. Kind of give you a high overview of everything that we have as far as a product solution. So the good thing about Paycor is everything is on a single pane of glass, so you're not logging into multiple platforms. We have great integrations with some different technologies and stuff. So like if you're using Shepherd Staff and stuff, we have ways to pull that payroll data and all that information that you guys might need between the two systems back and forth and to each other. Pretty much everything that we have to offer is over here on this wheel. So you might not need to utilize all this stuff, but yeah, everything from onboarding to payroll to we have a really great mobile app. If you guys are doing any kind of talent management or anything like that for performance reviews or anything, we definitely have capabilities like that. And then timekeeping, scheduling, PTO tracking, and learning management as well too. So even if you aren't utilizing that from the get-go, as you guys grow, you guys could possibly use some of those solutions in the future, and you won't have to go to a third party or go to a different source or something to do that. You'll be able to grow within Paycor as well. So at this time, I'll kind of pass it over to Morgan. I'll stop sharing and let her kind of take the wheel. And like I said, post up in the chat if you guys have any questions. We want to make this all about you, and yeah, so definitely ask questions as we go along.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, you should see "Good afternoon, Michael" popping up on your screen. Looking forward to walking through this with you. Paycor is designed to be simplistic and easy to navigate. This dashboard that we see here is Michael Banks, a company administrator. We have one platform. We have one login for Paycor. So while Michael is an administrator, he's also an employee. So this is his profile summary at the top, tasks, pay stubs, and W-2s. We also have things like compliance warnings that we're going to dig into. We can see when that next paycheck is coming and if there's any tasks that need to be done. We have a news feed called Engage, which can help put out company messaging. So if you need to relay information to the pastor, teacher, ministry staff, we can say things like celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, a company picnic. We can pin key resources like an intranet. And this can allow us to communicate and collaborate together as a community. We can have company-wide messaging. We also can have group or location-specific messaging if that's helpful. The sidebar has an easy-to-navigate search capability where we can type in something like payroll and it will take us straight to that functionality for us, as well as things like settings and reports. There are a number of key resources up here in the top right-hand corner, from step-by-step screenshots and instructions should you ever need it, or the ability to reach out to the Paycor support team. We are more than happy to catch you up on the phone. We can reach out via chat, and we also have a case portal where we can submit information back and forth between each other. There's also a built-in chat feature that allows us to chat for support. Compliance and tax is a big deal. As your tax filing provider, we want to make sure that it's quick and easy and accurate for you. So we'll highlight those different quarterly filings you might have. We also can highlight things like compliance warnings. So if you expand into a new state, or if you have local county taxes that apply, an employee address or a direct deposit issue, all of these things we'll highlight here, making it quick and easy to correct as needed. We have other things that we'll spend some time on, like the onboarding module, where this allows us as an administrator to see where different people are in the onboarding process. We have a number of different resources throughout as well. We have something called the HR Support Center. This is going to allow us to see and provide you key resources and information, whether that's laws and alerts for compliance, whether that's topics like benefits or discrimination. We also have company policies like an employee handbook builder, safety policies, templates and form examples, as well as other resources from an HR perspective, things like webinars and categories that we can look into and explore more deeply to make sure we're staying relevant with the HR space. This is all SHRM certified material in here. There's also the ability to have resources, so you can reach out to someone if you want to bounce an idea off of someone, whether it's an HR-focused question or an employee health, welfare, or retirement situation. This will allow you to get in contact with a SHRM certified professional to help make sure that you feel confident navigating that. Back on Michael's dashboard, this is going to walk us through a open enrollment event. So it's very easy to begin this process under the Manage People section. We really only need 3 key pieces of information to launch out an onboarding. This is going to pull a new hire into our system with a couple easy steps through an automated wizard. We can bring on one person or multiple people at once if you have seasonality. We have paid and unpaid workers. We also have the ability to simply fill in some key information, a first name, a last name, and an email. We then can assign a work location, an onboarding group, which generates their packet of information, as well as key documents. We can also launch out a task list because sometimes it takes a village to bring someone on board and make sure they feel confident at the company. We can assign out a task that needs to be done by a certain date, by a certain role or employee. When we send this new hire invitation out, it's going to send an email link. That new hire is going to have the ability to have something like this, a welcome message saying, hey, thanks for coming on board to the company. If you have any questions, reach out to this person. This then will allow them to fill out some key information. Guiding through personal and contact information. This will allow us to push the information through this tool so we don't have redundant entry. The next section is going to be the I-9, allowing us to capture and fill out the key information here. Once the information's been entered under personal and contact, this is going to allow us to simply fill out based on their work eligibility. It will then populate on the actual I-9 form, verifying and validating all of the fields and allowing them to sign off and confirm the information is accurate. On the back end as an administrator, we'll be able to fill out their list A, B, and C documents and can even send to e-verify if it's needed. We can have a number of different pay methods, whether it's check or direct deposit or even a pay card if needed, so that we have the ability to capture the right things for your different employees. We also have a tax setup wizard, which is going to allow us to go through state and federal taxes in the formats that you need so that we can capture what's necessary for your group. Like bumper bowling, this is going to allow us to fill out federal and state with simple guidelines, choosing first our language, going through federal first. It gives descriptions of what each section is. So if you're not sure what a non-resident alien is, it will help you. If you don't know if you're exempt or not, it will guide you. If you're not sure your filing status, or if you have more than one job and married joint filing options, as well as dependents, what it means to have or be a dependent, before populating the income and deduction workbook, which gets a lot less intimidating in this format. We also have it fill out the actual W-4. It's going to fill out completely and correctly and allow us to submit and verify. The state forms work similarly as well, and it allows us to grab things like school districts. We can do exemption once again. If the employee tries to skip a field, it's going to call out what needs to be corrected, but it's very polite and it also says thank you. Finally, it fills out that state form, allowing us to sign off and validate the tax forms. After that, we can catch things like additional information. If you want to know somebody's favorite candy bar or their Starbucks order, if you want to know something else specific or business related, we can capture anything from a type in, pick list dropdown, or upload. We can have as many fields here as you'd like, and these all allow us to report upon this on the back end. Finally, based on that onboarding group that we chose in our pre-step, this allows us to electronically sign off and validate each one of our different documents. So here, going through our company handbook and policy, this allows us to sign off and verify. This will time, date, and stamp on the bottom of every single page to make sure that we have captured compliantly all of our resources. Once they've filled out all the different documents, they will review and submit. This will say, hey, don't forget to bring your I-9 documents on the first day, and send an email reminder where they can download their different documents. On the back end as an administrator, going back to Michael Banks and his dashboard, this is going to allow us to walk through the onboarding widget. And so we should see Michael coming back up on your screen. And down the page is the onboarding group. And so this will show us where everybody is in that process, allow us to manage the items that we need to fill in as an administrator. We can see different people along the way and how far in progress they are. Here, Gina Reynolds is complete. So here we've been able to capture position information. We've been able to validate her I-9. We can see and allocate compensation information, as well as things like work schedule or PTO policies. Once everything is validated, we can go through each and every one of these drawers before we can download a hard copy of our documents if we so choose, and officially hire this person on. Once somebody is hired, this creates an employee profile. These different profiles look and feel simple to navigate, allowing us to search up at the top here or in the Manage People section. We can see all their key information over here on the left, and depending on the different features you use, you'll have more or less of these different drawers. When it comes to PTO and PTO processing, this is going to be easy for us to simply submit a time off request, whether it's from the desktop, the mobile, or a tablet device. We can simply hit request time off. It will show those different buckets of hours or accrual policies so that they can choose from the right type of PTO. This will then let them submit the time off, showing starting and ending balances, as well as future balances with any accrual policies. They can simply submit this, and all of that time off activity will store on that employee profile, where they will simply be able to see the hours and the balances. As an administrator, you can adjust this as you need, and we can run reports at any time. This also can sync to your Gmail and Outlook calendars. When it comes to payroll processing, we want it to be straightforward and simple. Over here on the left-hand side, I'm simply going to navigate to payroll. Based on your pay frequency, the different payrolls will automatically be built out for you. Here, you'll be able to see and work ahead if there's some sort of Christmas bonus or something that you want to allocate. Here, when we begin processing a weekly pay run, this is going to allow us to quickly and easily allocate time or import information depending on how you want to utilize your time capture. Salaried employees will automatically roll into the pay grid under the dollar section, where hourly workers will populate under the hours. The different types of earnings and deduction codes that we set up for you will be easy to add and remove the different columns. If overtime is not important, but we do want to include vacation, we can include those different columns here. We can see our roster list, and that in this case, everybody's direct deposit. There's different departmental and rates that apply. We can add a line item of pay or even a manual check, a pay stub message. We can also add and import other items, maybe like an expense to the payroll if needed. From here, if we start processing, there's a series of stopgaps that can make sure that you're processing payroll with accuracy. This can pop up things like minimum wage requirements, unpaid employees like Brian Anderson to ensure that nobody gets missed, as well as things like PTO or minimum wage. This is our checks and balance screen. We haven't even finalized processing payroll, but a series of reports can run, as well as summaries, bank account details, and even the ability to see gross earnings and deductions, and click on these different attributes and see some more detail or export. There's variance reports where you can compare to a payroll of your choice and see the differences or any discrepancies that might occur. This will highlight key details like that employee not being paid and will generate a series of different reports like the pre-post journal, allowing us to see the breakdown for each department for those different earnings and deduction codes by employee. When we finish, we simply hit Approve Pay Run, which will fly out the door for check date. There are a number of different reports available to you as well. We have reports that are granular in nature, being Custom Report Builder. This allows us to see specific reports that we need to pull in information, whether it's a standard report template that we've utilized again and again, or a custom report that we want to build off of this, as well as any kind of new template. There are also a series of different reports like a W-2 preview or different tax reporting that's available to you as well. We also have an analytical suite, which is a strategic platform for the same type of reporting that's used in the other one. This allows us to see industry-specific dashboards. It allows us to see things like headcount and turnover and changes. There are guidebooks to guide us through commonly asked business questions about the organization, about people or the workforce. This can showcase maybe who's starting and moving around in our organization. We can filter and sort for time periods and to look for certain information like who's moving, starting, and quitting. We can see starts and exits. We can drill into the charts and graphs and see specific details, just like in our reporting suite. We can build analysis so that we can talk about specific things together, like turnover under a certain area or changes within the organization. We also can search for key items like maybe a turnover or headcount report, and it'll create different existing reports like a critical turnover issue to allow us to see visibility. We also have a digital assistant, which allows us to simply ask a question through AI, allowing us to comb through our reporting and find specific answers like who had the most overtime last month or other common business questions. Here it'll populate some of that data for us. So like we can Google a question on the internet, we can simply Google in our reporting. If we click on the logo in the top left-hand corner, which would be the logo for your organization, this will take us back to the dashboard every time. And while there's a number of different functionality points within Paycor, our open API infrastructure gives us ease of use when it comes to integration capabilities. We want to make sure that it's easy to navigate around and easy to connect to the tools that you need as an organization to do your business. And with that, I believe we have gone through everything today. So what questions do we have so far? And team, is there anything else you would like me to highlight while we're here today?
No, I think you covered everything. Anything you would add, Tyler?
No, Megan, I think you did a great job. I think I showed all the pivotal points of the platform, and I wouldn't cover anything else.
There any questions from the chat group? And yeah, we'd love to answer any questions. If anyone wants to dive deeper into anything that we covered so far, happy to do so. Just feel free to type up in the chat. Anything you'd like to see more of, Rob?
No, this was great from my perspective.
Awesome.
We'll give a few more minutes here for questions then, just to make sure everybody's feeling good out there.
Not seeing anything come through, Megan, so you must have done
Nope.
a good job there explaining everything.
Excellent.
Well, I appreciate everyone for joining us today. Appreciate Tyler, Megan, and Rob for hopping on and being part of this. Definitely everyone that was able to attend today. If you would like to dive a little bit deeper or ask any questions one-off, get some pricing, kind of look what this would look like specifically for your organization, please don't hesitate to reach out. Love to have those conversations with you.
Jimmy, I think we just got a question from Kathy.
I am not seeing it. If you can,
It looks like they're looking for a copy of the webinar to share with the council.
yep. Yeah, whenever the recording comes out, we'll definitely share this out for sure.
Perfect. Thanks, Jimmy.
Anything else before we sign off, guys? I don't know why I didn't see that come through. I got the chat pulled up and I did not see that.
All good.
I think you guys are monitoring it. Oh, there you go. It's in the Q&A. I see the chat and then we got a Q&A. Perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely get that over to you, Kathy. All right. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for your
Thanks,
time.
everyone. Take care all.
Yep. We'll see you.
Thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.